What's up guys and welcome. You are watching Fazi Fitness. So let's start this video with the giant killer, Shaun Clarida, 6 weeks out of his second ever Arnold in the Men's Open. And this is undoubtedly his biggest physique, this close to the show. And his current weight, that is 190 pounds. That is a proof of that. For the record, Shaun weighs in the high 160s or low 170s on the stage in the 212. And some of his best looks on the stage, that was Legion Sports back in 2021. They beat a bunch of very huge bodybuilders like Regan Grimes and Sergio Oliva Jr., who were roughly 50 to 60 pounds heavier than him. And Shaun weighed 168 pounds on the stage for that particular show. Now no second guessing that Shaun and Stefan are looking to come in big for this upcoming Arnold, because the strategy paid off really well in the first show that these guys did together in the post-Olympia tour, which was Prague, against guys like Chris Bumstead and Martin Fitzwater. And Shaun came in 5 pounds heavier on that stage compared to Masters Olympia last year. And the man looked way better as well. So the Arnold is turning out to be such a unique show, especially this year. Because first of all, we have the reigning Miss Olympia, a former Miss Olympia, and a former 212 Miss Olympia. And most of these other guys, they are looking to finish in that top 4. And one cannot doubt Shaun's ability to get extremely dry and hot like a granite. Now, Carlos Thomas Jr. also made that same statement, that the man isn't even thinking about placing outside of that top 4, which only means one thing. He has to beat veteran like Shaun Clarida and many other great bodybuilders, former Miss Olympias and former Arnold champions. Nevertheless, this supersized version of Shaun, at the age of 42, that is looking pretty damn awesome. Patrick Tuor is turning this 22 years old 212 pro Nihat into an absolute monster. Just go back and look at his physique from 2 years back, when he turned pro, and you will be shocked to see the size that he has been able to put on during these last couple of years, in just 2 off seasons. And this was all done under the guidance of Patrick Tuor, and his potential and how high this man can go, his ceiling at the top level, that is becoming Miss Olympia. And I do not think people are gonna deny that. Because the thing is, we can predict that based on his performance in the only pro show that he has done so far, which was Dubai Pro last year, where he was able to go up against the top 2 guy in the world, Angel Calderon, and he was able to beat a bunch of top 10 212 Olympians. Now with the improvements that Nihat has been making in this off-season, and the fact that he decided to shut the season down after doing just 1 show, the kind of density that he has been able to pack on, there is no way this guy doesn't make it to the Olympia stage this year. And not just that, I believe he is gonna be in the top 6, or maybe even higher at his Olympia debut. And I really hope that he does, because I believe we might be looking at a phenomenal talent, one of the only few guys out there who can challenge the reigning 212 Olympia champion, Keone Derek. Now his biggest strength so far is that he has been able to get a lot bigger in a really short time, but his overall aesthetics, his flow, the classic lines that he has, not only have they not changed, but I believe they have been enhanced even more with all that additional size. And his physique is still very eye-pleasing. Now the only thing that Nihat has to worry about is the fact that he is already so close to maxing out his weight limit for that 212 class. And the man just started his pro career. So chances are, we might be looking at another Men's Open bodybuilder who is gonna shake things up in the Men's Open in the upcoming years. Masters Olympia Signature Series, that is now live on Hosstile.com. Use the code Fazi10 at checkout to get 10% discount, and click the arrow down below to check out all the Hosstile products. Next up, we have another 6 weeks out physique update from James Hollinghead, another guy who is looking to take out a former Arnold Classic champion William Bonac and a former Miss Olympia Brandon Carey, and place top 4, which is gonna be 1 spot higher than his personal best at the Arnold, which was last year. They placed top 5, and that was a very respectable placing, especially considering the fact that he peaked himself for that show. So he placed just behind John De Rosa. And speaking about John, whose name is also there on this year's Arnold list, but I am pretty sure that he isn't doing this show, because it doesn't seem like that the man is on prep. And the fact that we haven't seen any updates from John De Rosa whatsoever after the Olympia last year. Now coming back to James, I do feel like he can be a real wildcard in there, especially after he went through a great off-season with his current coach, Stefan, boss of Outlaw, And that 300 pounds look on James, that never looked that impressive as it did this time. And James with all that additional size and the conditioning that he was rocking at the peak of his off-season, we haven't seen that on him before. And if he can nail his peak, I think that is gonna be a deadly combination. So I guess James's biggest weakness, that will always be not having those round shoulders, not having enough shoulder to shoulder width, because everything else, that looks so freakish on him. His quads in this update in particular, they are already looking so damn ripped and shredded to the bone. So the Arnold is gonna be a warm-up show for James, and his real shot for earning his Olympia spot for this year, that is gonna be either at Detroit Pro or FIBO Germany.
You know, my plan's to win Detroit. That's my plan.
Yeah.
But wait, his coach Stefan has just confirmed that he's doing this upcoming Pittsburgh Pro as well. So it seems like everyone wants to compete as much as they can this year. And I must say that Pittsburgh Pro this year, that is gonna be one massive success on their first time being on the IFBB calendar year.
Signed in for Pittsburgh, I have Martin.
Yeah.
Am I allowed to say?
Yeah.
Every aspect?
Yeah.
James?
James, you're there too?
So Derek Lunsford is entering this upcoming Arnold kind of as an underdog, and he himself also knows that people are kinda counting him out. And this is only gonna add more fuel to the fire, because the former Olympia champion is hungry, and he wants to redeem himself. So some new changes have been made by his new coach, Chris Aceto, and this is the time now to get shredded inside out. Now, if you guys have forgotten what the best back in the world looks like right now, just look at that back double biceps from Derek from his recent YouTube video. I mean, the man is just lights out from the back. He is the undisputed king of this shot in this day and age. And I think we can all agree, no one is touching Derek from the back.
As of the last few days, so it's time to get shredded. That's exciting.
So notice something different about Derek's training in the recent updates. He's focusing a lot more on squeezing, and I am guessing that is Chris Cormier's effect. And two big names in bodybuilding coming together, Chris Aceto and Chris Cormier, helping a former Olympia champion, bringing out the best in him. There is no reason to doubt that Derek is gonna be miles better at this upcoming Arnold compared to what we saw at the Olympia last year. Because looking at that video that Derek put out after the Olympia prejudging last year, when he thought that he is still gonna win the Olympia, and he categorically said that what he presented on the Olympia stage, that isn't the best of him, signaling that something went wrong, especially in that peak week.
I'm going to come back to finals tonight better. I'm sure of that. But I'm still not satisfied with how I look, because I know I'm better than what I'm presenting.
So we all wanna see a great comeback by Derek in 6 weeks' time in his first ever Arnold. Every day we are watching all these legends of the past making these amazing physique transformations at a very older age. So this right here, that is a German legend, Ronnie Rockel. And if you were among those guys who were keenly following bodybuilding in the late 90s and the early 2000s, you must know this guy. And back in that day, Ronnie Rockel was in majority of those bodybuilding motivational videos. So this is him at the age of 52. So is there a chance Ronnie is gonna try his luck at the upcoming Masters Olympia this year? Well, we will find that out soon. But the man does look pretty awesome at 52. Now, I personally think that Ronnie's physique was kinda underrated because he competed when guys like Ronnie Coleman and Jay Cutler, they were the top guys, and size was ruling. Now, Ronnie Rockel wasn't a very big guy, but his symmetry was extremely impressive. So his career peaked in 2010 when he placed top 6 at the Olympia. Interestingly, he had a very long career, and he did that by downsizing. And from 2015 onwards, he was competing as a 212 pro rather than an open bodybuilder. So the 09 Olympia look of Ronnie, that was pretty damn incredible in my opinion. So hit the thumbs up button if you liked the video, and smash the subscribe button if you wanna come back for more. Thanks for watching.